Hello, 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 hello. Hey, I am. I cannot explain how excited I am about these walks. They are serving my soul. They are serving my body. They are lifting my spirits. They are my spirit. They are infusing my hope. It's amazing. I will advise anyone who has any capacity to move any part of your body to move it, to just start moving it. Because even if you start, like one of my guests said, oh, look who's here. Okay. Ah, hello there.
Hi there. How are
How
you?
are you? So let me get started. I was just going to start talking a little bit, and here you are. Okay. All right.
I'm laughing. I'm looking at my hair.
I'll be right with you, my love.
In the heat of the moment, I said what I said, and I can't take back. In the heat of the moment, you said goodbye and you packed your bags, but before you can go, we start to talk again. You get that look in your eyes, and it's back in the bed. These arguments keep tearing us apart. Then we settle them the same way we start them. In the heat of the moment. Fast and slow. Oh, I'm feeling dizzy from it all as we're going through these highs and lows. It happens every time. I don't know what it is with me and you, but sometimes we can't control the things we say and do.
All right.
Yeah,
I,
that's a good
I
word.
chose that intro song for you because you are a therapist and people be needing you. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that whole scenario before, loud and
I know
clear.
you have. I know you have. That's why I put it up there. I said, now this is the woman to talk to about that kind of thing.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed. Yes, indeed. It had a nice
Thank you
groove to
so
it
much.
too. So,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
yeah.
I am so happy to be with you always. I carefully chose out of everybody that God has brought through my life and in my life and in support of my life, the people that I enjoy the most. And you are definitely a person that I enjoy the most. I love being around you. You have 100,000 anecdote type statements that you can heal a person with a when you make them laugh about
That's right.
about something serious that you're saying. You know what I mean when I say that.
Mhm,
You are
mhm.
you are just the light of sunshine in that way. And I'm knowing that as I embark on this journey of healthy living and health in my body, I want to enjoy the entire journey, not just the little part of it. I want to enjoy even when I'm sweating and stretching and pushing it and leaning all against walls like I do out there. One of the neighbors in the neighborhood said, "Are you all right?" Because I was laying on a wall because I was like, I can't move another
You're like,
step.
I'm gonna be all right.
I'm good, but it's definitely worth every effort. But I wanted to do what I did when I invited you, and that's invite people who know this highway, but who also love the idea of helping people. You know, just every person that comes and visits me on this walk um, are people who deeply, deeply care about others. You know, and
Mhm.
you are just such an example of that kind of woman, that kind of therapist, that kind of wife. Um, I just really adored you as a wife. I just, really did. And it's so amazing to me that God wants to bless you yet again. I'm
How
like,
about that? How about that, Miss Asia? Is that not something to behold? I tell you, I
I
couldn't
know,
be.
right?
I could not be more thrilled and amazed that I had such a beautiful experience being married. And I realized when my husband transitioned in 2021 that I was a wife, that I am that kind of a woman, that I enjoyed that companionship. I enjoyed all parts of it, the ups, the downs, for better, for worse, for sickness and in health. And I literally got to experience sickness, and in health with him. And then for him to be taken away from me so unexpectedly, I was just kind of like, if that's all I get, God, then I am so good. If
Oh,
I
look at
can
you.
get another person to care for and to care for me the way that he did, I'll be okay, God. And thank you so much for that.
Oh, do you
And
hear that? I know you hear that yourself, right?
I
I know
do,
that
I
you're saying it
do.
from your heart, but I know you hear how huge that is. Wow,
Yes,
Shawn LaRe.
yes,
Shawn LaRe, I
yes.
don't I don't even know what to say. So I'm so glad that I invited you and you said yes, because I wanted to bring this to the walk. I wanted to bring this to people's lives as they tune in the by and by, as I take clips and advertise it and send it out. And I want people to know just the joy of life and living, and
Mm,
and how there are steps you can take to make it even more enjoyable, to make
mm,
it even bigger, gigantic. That's what I felt when I saw your husband's face all the time. Uh, it was the face of a man who had a good wife.
wow.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah, that was the face of a man who had a good wife.
Mm,
He was happy. He was full of joy, giving, kind. Loving, funny as he could be.
he
And
was.
and
He
yeah,
was.
yes, he definitely was. And you went through, I can't call it less than a real struggle when he transitioned. You
Yeah.
went through a real struggle, and my heart broke for you because I love you, and I wish I could take the pain away, but nobody can take that pain away.
Mm-mm.
All a person can do is have their arms open for you at that time, so that you can either virtually or you
Uh,
know uh, by messaging, fall into those arms, and you were blessed to do that.
yeah.
So I just want to jump right into it, but I wanted to say those words before we jumped into you coming on here to pump me up so that I can keep this going, because this time there is no stopping me. I cannot stop. God is with me. I know He is. He's shown me that if I don't do this recipe He's given me for healthy living, that I am not going to make it. Okay. I could see my body going that much in the other direction. It was going,
Mm,
not being able to breathe just a few steps down the
mm,
road. Okay.
mm.
And so
Absolutely.
the weakness was off the chart, just
Yeah.
weak. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Children helping me, my children, when I sit down, they got to help me get up. You hear me? This is what was happening lately.
Wow.
And of course, there's probably still some elements of that in there because I'm just beginning my journey. And that's
Mm,
why I wanted people like you to come on and to cheer me on and give me your advice, and um, and realize that at the end of this broadcast, I'm going to ask you a question that I hope the answer is yes, because I just feel that God didn't want me to be quiet in a small little setting. I feel that God wants the voices of me and the people who unite with my voice to be heard long range, that all over the place, you know. And so I have carefully chosen people who are like you know, in the sense of caring in this voluminous way, you know. I care and I don't mind telling you I care. That's the kind of person you are. And so can you, on the top of that, can you tell us who you are and what makes Shawn LaRe Brinkley Shawn LaRe Brinkley? And if you have to go all the way back to being Miss Cincinnati, I think it was, or Ohio, or whichever it was.
Yeah.
I just
Well,
want a little story. Tell us a little who you are, please.
well, I think if I'm going to tell you that part of the story, I have to go back even further. And who I am is who Shawn LaRe Williams first, Brinkley, soon to be Seals, uh, began in Toledo, Ohio, and it is the direct result of Gene and James Williams, my mama and daddy, and the amazing family that we were blessed to have surrounding us. Because I was an odd little kid. I was always talking, never stopped talking. And I know that, in families, sometimes the talkative one is hard. People are always telling them to shut up or any of those things. My family just let me talk. Now, not to say that they wouldn't say, baby, be quiet, or not now, or anything like that, but they never made me wrong about feeling like I had a lot to say. And so I recognize in the work that I do and why I do the work that I do, that is a gift that is beyond anything that one can comprehend, because I see so many children who didn't get that voice, didn't get that opportunity, and didn't get that permission.
Yes.
And so I have had permission to be quirky Shawn LaRe my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in my family. And when I got out other places where it wasn't always embraced, or, somebody else wanted their voice to be a little louder than mine and all of those kinds of things, I experienced those things, but I could always come back to that soft place to land. And my mother would say things to me like, baby girl, everybody's not always interested in all those details. Because I had a memory like a steel trap. I remembered everything, and I would remember the dance routines and go back to class and tell the teacher, that's not what you did last week. And she'd be like, little girl, you know what I mean? So, in school, that's not how you do it. And I would get in trouble. And I would get in trouble for talking. I would get in trouble for moving around. I would get in trouble not sitting still in my seat, for creating, fun and jokes, and having the kids throw the balls up on the roof and all kind of stuff. And my father would say, well, she don't do that at home. Now, we keep her busy. And when that don't work, we whoop her butt. Okay. And so the school would be like, well, I guess we got to keep her busy. Now, Asia, we didn't know back then that was all ADHD.
Yeah.
That was ADHD at its finest. And I don't have any shame about that, because I didn't know. What I didn't know didn't hurt me.
What did you call it? Your superpower?
A superpower.
Yeah.
It's my superpower, because I have been able to do 100,000 things in this short 64 years because I wanted to, and because I wanted to see what that was like, and because I was interested or excited. Maybe it was because was easily distracted by the pretty shiny thing over here when I was doing whatever was over here. But I experienced this before I moved to that. And so I have no shame in my game. All the jobs that I was fired from, I say thank y'all, every one of y'all. Because
all the jobs I was fired from. I love it.
Well, because they taught me something too, and that is that I'm supposed to work for Shawn LaRe. I'm supposed to make my own hours.
Mm.
I'm supposed to call off when I don't want to work. I'm supposed to create spaces that allow others to do the same. And so there's no shame in my game. I am okay with it. Now, that doesn't mean that I did not make mistakes. Doesn't mean that I don't still make mistakes and that I don't still have certain challenges that come with the ADHD that disrupt my flow. That part is a real thing. But knowledge is power. And so now that I know, oh, you need somebody who likes to do that. You need somebody that is their gift.
Yes. Yes.
To handle that.
Yes.
I have a beautiful numbers lady, Miss Tanisha Butcher. Shout out to Faithful Assistance Administrative Services, because she handles that stuff for me. I have a beautiful young lady sitting out there right now, my goddaughter, who now works for me. And I learned the hard way because I was trying to keep all my money. I was trying to,
Yeah.
I was trying to hold on to all them dollars. And anybody that I hired made their own money because they were a therapist, right? So I paid them out of the money they brought in. Oh, but a dear, dear friend, shout out to Tracy Terrace, said to me when I asked her about her administrative assistant, she said the value she brings is well worth the cost. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Okay. I think she's saying something to me. And after tons of missing paperwork and all the other things and deadlines not met and all of that, because I was trying to be the chief, the cook, and the bottle washer, I learned that you get what you pay for. And so invest in a good person to do the job that you are not good at or don't like, that is
or
not
too busy for.
Too busy for. You can get somebody else. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that is why I get to do this.
And you love every minute of what you do, don't you?
I do.
I know there are like you said, there are challenges. I know that when I'm kind of being in a crunch thing and it's kind of tight on me and kind of hurting my belly and stuff, then it's hard for me to laugh in that moment, but I'm still loving every minute of what I do. It's empowering me and it's making me feel my substance. And like I said to someone a couple of days ago, I love it because it gives life bite, it gives it bite, and I like that,
I love it. Yes.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Now tell me this, because you know why I'm on here. You know that I'm on here for the walk of gain, right? Of course, there's some other things in the wind about this walk of gain, and I'll be talking about that one day soon. But in the meantime, I'm in here because I want to get my body healthy. I know that because I'm out here in the world and I talk to everybody, I know that I'm by far not alone. There are millions and millions of other people that are my age who are going through the same struggle. They start doing it and they stop. Right. They start doing it and the time between starting to do it and stopping and restarting gets longer and longer. That's what
Mm.
happened with me. Start and stop. Then now it might be 2 years before I get back to it. Well,
Wow.
in the meantime, I saw some things happening that we can see happening and ignore it. We can see
Oh, yeah.
this in our blood pressure when we go
Mhm.
to the doctor. The doctor is saying to me, you know, your blood pressure, we may have to put you on meds, right? This was what was being
Mhm.
said. And I
Yeah.
knew I didn't want meds because I have this feeling that meds get in and it is the control of my blood pressure, not me, not my movement, not my real body functions. It's an
Right.
external medicine that's coming in. And I didn't want my blood pressure to be dependent
Mm.
on meds, you
Mhm.
know? And so I knew I had to do something and I had to do it now. But because of that reality, I knew one of the ways for me to stick to it, because I think, like the Bible says, I need to care more for you than I do even for me, because God's got that covered. He's got me covered, you know? So I need to care for you more than I do me. And I get a gas by caring for others that much.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
I love it. So I knew that what would make me stick to activity, give this thing stick to activity for me, is that I make it about others too. And that's why the walk of gain is becoming what it's becoming, so that we can do things and let people know who are out there that you can do it. One woman I loved, she is a marathoner now, and what she had to say to people is this: even if you can't move nothing else but your arms, she said, every day at a certain times, set of times, just do that. Just
That's right. Go like that.
go like this at a certain time, every time, just go, you know. And she said,
Go
guess
crazy
what?
with it.
Yeah, she said, guess what? Your body is going to do more. It's going to call for more. It's going to want more, and
Mhm.
it's going to
That
guide you into
is.
doing more, you know? And I
Yeah.
said, that's so true. But without knowing that, you probably won't just start. So, you won't start
Mhm.
because you don't realize that that's going to happen. You don't
Right.
realize that if I just do this, then and keep doing it, because the not stopping is the most. I can see it as my body's breaking through. Is breaking through, Shawn LaRe. I'm
Yeah.
walking and I can feel the cells getting the oxygen. I'm like, oh my
Mhm.
God. I'm who usually gets so cold by any kind of cold. I'm the LA
Mhm.
classic woman, a little bit of cool, and I'm freezing. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But going out there now, and because I'm building up my body, I'm going out there, and the first thing when the cold hits my body, it's feeling like peppermint. It's feeling good to my
Yeah.
cells, you
Mhm.
know? So these kinds of things are happening. What do you feel about the older person um, uh, gaining all of this stuff you gain from weight loss and healthy regimens? What do you
Hmm.
think?
Oh my gosh. I think that I'm so, first of all, I'm so happy that you're doing this. I'm so proud that we are on, what day is this? Day 36,
38,
38.
38. Yeah, two
So,
days past,
so
I think.
proud of that for you because um there's nothing like it, and I'm experiencing the same thing. I went to my doctor with all these levels not where they need to be, and my doctor said walk 10,000 steps, and I was like, okay, that's what she said, so here we go. And I haven't gotten to 10,000 yet, but I'm well on my way, and I'm
Yes.
doing it. I'm doing it. Thank God for my partner because he's doing it. We're walking together in the morning. And then now I walked this morning. I will walk again this evening because I realize that I get bored. I get bored after about 30 minutes. And I find that now, after maybe 3 weeks, I got some more left at the end of 30 minutes. But I'm like, okay, what's next? I'm ready to go. So I go in the house and I work on my abs. I learned today that I did I'm a person that buys a lot of these subscriptions and apps and all that. So I have an app, and I turned it on the TV because I like the big screen. And I just was there. And in 12 minutes, I was done. And so I think that's the thing that I want to help people understand is, again, like you said, the starting. But when you realize that it really doesn't take that much time, people always talk about they ain't got enough time. It doesn't take that much time. In 12 minutes, I felt my muscle. I felt my core in 12 minutes.
Yeah.
In 30 minutes.
And you are so important that we really need to realize, no. The other stuff is what I need to squeeze in, not me. Me, I need to put me first and squeeze the other stuff in. But yes, I'm sorry.
Right,
go ahead.
Right. No, you're right. It's like, oh, I got to do this. Oh, I got to do that. Oh, no, you got to do you first, because if you don't do you, you won't have what it takes to do all that other stuff.
I saw it.
And as you get older, yes, it gets harder. But what actually is harder is the head, the mindset to say I can and I will, because I'm sure you've experienced this. Once you get out there, you realize that you feel better all day long. All day. If you do it at night, you feel better the next day. It's amazing. And so big ups to you for bringing others on this journey with you. I think that is amazing, because I know that when people see you, they're like, wait a minute, she's vulnerable. She's willing to talk about the hard stuff. She's willing to talk about what the rest of us look in the mirror and act like we don't see, and she is a woman of a certain age. She said so. She looks fabulous, but she said so. And so from that, they know, maybe. And you're creating possibility. You are creating possibility every day. You get up and turn on that camera and walk and let the world walk with you. So I honor you. I honor your journey. I honor your reason. And I honor your day one, because that's the key right there. I kid you not. I was talking to a client today. She's in her late 40s, mid to late 40s. And she said that she was thinking about the book, Monday Never Comes. And she said that she found herself in that cycle. I'm going to start that workout on Monday. And here comes Monday. Whoop, it went on by. So we act like Monday didn't come. The next week, I'm going to start it. And sometimes it's a mind trick. It's a mind trick. I told her, then start next Tuesday.
Yes.
Do it on Tuesday, because your mind is conditioned that Monday is that dreaded day. So don't think about it. And then just Tuesday, get your butt up and go.
Yeah.
Just start.
You really, and you have to, no matter what, I see it. I'm seeing it. When I say, no, one night it was 11 something, and that's happened a few little times because I'll get busy, and it was 11 something. And thank goodness I have this tracker on my phone that goes to the next day at midnight, And so if I don't get the steps in before midnight, then that day is a blank, and I don't want no gap in this. I said I'm going to do it every day until 100 pounds. I want to see that logged in, that I'm doing it every day until 100 pounds is gone, right? And so I almost didn't do it that night because I had every legitimate reason not to. I'm telling you, those reasons were justified. It was, I worked all day long. It was so many reasons. And I said, but no matter what, those aren't good enough. None of those reasons are good enough. And I hit that pavement. And the second I got out there, I started feeling, I said, oh my God, I would have missed this if I had given justification.
Yes, that's the
I
other
will miss
important piece for people to understand, that is just getting that foot out the door. That's all it is. Because I know there are times I don't want to come down them steps. I don't want to get up off the bed and put my shoes on. I don't want to do any of it. But I know that the minute I'm out there, it's on and popping. I'm like, wow, this is feeling good. And
Yes.
Asia, my journey. You know that I've had back surgery, not one, not two, but three times. One was a outpatient little snippet, but it was still surgery. But this last one was major. And my doctor told me, when I asked him, what are we doing? When are we starting? When can I start physical therapy? He goes, you're not going to do it. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he said, I just want you to tomorrow, because it was Sunday. He said, tomorrow I want you to go out there and I want you to walk 5 minutes. Take your walker. Goes, I want you to walk 5 minutes all week. Come the following Monday, do 10. The next week, do 15. He said, and just add 5 minutes every week. When it's time, just take the walker, leave it home. Week 3, I dropped that walker and I was at 15 minutes. Week 4, no walker, 20. And I literally walked up until I got up to 45 minutes. And then I went back to work. And I literally was feeling good every day.
See that truth right there? That's how it works. And that's what everybody needs to know. I don't care if you're in a wheelchair, because I know people in wheelchairs. You grow to be 75 because there's a lot of people that you can point to when you got an example to make.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend. This guy has been in a wheelchair since he was shot many years ago. And so this part, from his bottom down to his toes, paralyzed.
Wow.
Just up here is all he has. But honey, you don't want to race with him in that wheelchair. He won't even take a motorized wheelchair because he wants to push. He wants to get that exercise in, to push in. And his upper body strength is something to be amazed at. And he can pull himself in and out of his car, and he can pull his chair into his car. Girl.
Because the human body is an amazing specimen.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yes, and sometimes we pollute it, and we ignore it, and we abuse it. And I mean, I was almost 300 pounds. I was 281 pounds once.
Yes. Yes.
Indeed.
Look at that. Goodness.
And I don't.
And now you're getting ready for a wedding. Go ahead.
Yes, I am. I know people say, "Well, why are you walking?" I said, "I'm to get this wedding dress."
Right for that dress, huh?
That's right. That dress requires a certain thing. And listen, it don't matter what your why is, because whatever it is that makes you get up and go. I changed the way that I eat because my fiance is a healthy eater. He's more than a healthy eater. He researches his food. He makes certain that he actually really reads the labels, and anything with more than 3 ingredients, we putting it down. You know what I mean? And who knew that there were different kinds of organic food? Just because it's organic don't mean that it's good for you. It may not be the right kind of organic. All these things I learned. But what fascinated me is that when I was dating him and he was cooking and I was eating organic things and he was buying me organic food and organic fruits and veggies and putting them in my house, I lost 7 pounds. I hadn't done anything physical, moved no muscles at all. Just 7 pounds came off my body because toxins were leaving my body because of organic foods. And then now I put the two together and it's on and popping.
That's what I'm saying, that everybody needs to hear. And that's why I'm not sending out much just yet, but this particular interview I am going to send out because I want people to get this right here. That first step is all it takes,
Yes,
but it's
yes.
a continuity of the first step, you know? It starts with the
Hmm.
and then no matter what you put on it, whether it's just a little bit of movement or you get inspired and you burst forward and do something a little more, that that continuity after that first step is magic. I
Yes.
can tell it to anybody because I felt it. Even last night, I was tired. There's a long day, a lot's going on right now. And so last night, I knew I was going no matter what, but I couldn't get out there tonight again. And my daughter is fussing, Mom, I don't want you at night out there. And so I'm with her, but I'm like, girl, I got my cane. I'm all right, you know. Hey,
Okay. You know? Yeah.
hey. So,
Okay.
but but I understand what she means, and so I wanted to get out there earlier. But I told her, I said, honey, even if it's night and I haven't gotten out there, I'm sorry. It being late and night is not one of the reasons that I'm not going to go. And so I started out. My feet were slow. So you're thinking I'm already tired. If
Hmm.
I expend more energy while I'm already tired, I thought it made common sense that I would just get tireder. But that is not what happens.
Ah,
You can start out that walk and that movement tired, and I'm telling you, into it, more new energy is born. You
that's
start
right.
becoming stronger. You start getting more wind. You start getting more energy. I saw
Absolutely.
it last night. It was a magical thing. I said, well, I'd be darned. So
Exactly.
that makes me say, no matter what, the answer is not going to be okay. I'll succumb to not doing it tonight. Because I
Hmm.
know when I get out there, no matter how I'm feeling, I'm going to feel better
There it
when I
is.
get.
There it is. And listen, if you're not supposed to, you ain't gonna be able to. So
Yeah,
that's all. That's it.
that's
That's
all.
all.
And that's a good point you bring up, because that's one of the advice that I'm pieces of advice that I'm getting from people is don't be demonizing me in all of this, like if I don't do it, because
Right.
I could
Right.
get caught up, and if I don't do it, I failed, that kind of thing. It is
Right.
no failure when you don't quit. Not
That's
doing
right.
it a day is not quitting. That is not
Absolutely
quitting.
not.
Yeah,
Absolutely
yeah,
not. It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
honoring your body. Your body will tell you what you need to do. And if there is
yeah,
strength to get you up and out, then you should do it. But if there
yeah,
is none, if you haven't slept at all, if you haven't eaten well, or not enough water, those are the things that will slow you down. So you got to do all the things to line up with what you
yeah,
need. Like this
yeah,
right here, this is
yeah,
the juice of life. I kid you not. I am
yeah,
always one to forget to drink water. It is, I have reminders on my phone.
yeah,
Drink water, drink water.
yes,
It reminds me twice in an hour
yeah,
because it's so important, and I can
yeah,
see and feel the
yeah,
difference. It is
yes.
amazing.
Okay,
And
people.
so,
Okay,
yeah,
yes,
and I think I just want to touch on mindset again, because
yes,
if we can sit and think of all the reasons why we shouldn't do something and what other people think and all of that. And when you make your decision that you're going to change your lifestyle, because that's what this is. Even though I am very excited to be able to do this and I have the incentive of a wedding dress, that is not the why.
yes.
That is not the why. It is because I want to live. I love life and I want to live it. And look,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
want to live it as a blonde, okay?
That all? What?
And I want to live it as a blonde.
That's right. That's
But I
right.
want to live it
You want to
well.
live it. You want to live it your way. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
And
But in order
well,
to live it your way, those basics of good health and and doing the right things for your body, especially in today's world. It used to be so
Yeah,
much nutrients came from the soil with our
yeah,
vegetables that is not happening anymore. And
that's
so
right.
we have to learn how to maneuver and get this thing where we get the things we need, or else we ain't gonna have it, because
That's
it's
right.
just not happening on the grocery shelves anymore.
It
We
is
have to
not.
add this and add that and add that until we get our right recipe for our
Yeah,
DNA, our blood. Yeah, yeah,
absolutely. And I'm telling y'all, really read the labels. Read the labels. If you can't pronounce it, don't put it in your body.
yeah. What you said, if you can't pronounce it, don't put, good rule. Good rule of thumb. If you can't pronounce it, don't
Do
put it in your
not.
body. That's right.
Ooh, don't let
One
it
girl,
enter
one girl
because
got me. One woman came on and she got me. She got me with this one. She said, "Don't you know you're not supposed to eat dead things?" She said, "You're supposed to eat live things."
yeah,
I said, "Oh," because it
yeah,
made too much sense. I was like,
exactly.
"Oh my God." Yes, you know?
Yes. And
And
I and you know, it when I think about that, like I have definitely cut back on all the
yes,
meats.
yeah,
I just can't wrap my head around it sometimes. And no shade to folks out there who want to eat it.
yeah,
Every now and then, I even have a piece of salmon, a
yeah,
piece of chicken,
yeah,
whatever. But
yeah,
me, I didn't cook, right? So when I started cooking and I started looking at the chicken, I was not impressed.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, "Ooh, I don't like that." And little
My
kids
little,
will watch what?
no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Little kids,
What's
what?
okay? Little kids will watch these documentaries and they stop immediately. They're like, "I'm done. I'm not eating meat again." And they
Little kids, right? Let me tell you what I was about to say when you said that. My son, before he left me, he was sitting at the dinner table, and he loved my cooking. He would just make dances and do his tongue around his lips and yum yum yum, mommy's cooking instead of the housekeeper, right? And so he was sitting to this good fried chicken, girl. It was good fried chicken, you know. And he was eating, and he said, "Mommy," he said, where does chicken come from?" And I told him about chicken. And guess what he said when he was looking at you? He said, "Poor chicken." I was like, "Oh no."
exactly,
I said, "My child gonna be a vegetarian." I know he is.
exactly. And they do
Poor
though. They
chicken.
have such compassion.
Yeah.
And I am, it starts to make sense like um William Kirby, my current boo Billy, he says that around Thanksgiving, people are flocking to the stores to get these turkeys, but that these turkeys are aware that they are being pumped for the slaughter. And so
Woo.
they are, their nervous system is all jacked up. They're
That's
not
right.
healthy. And
Yes.
we eat them and they have been
All of that's
traumatized.
yes. Come on.
Yes. And you know
Yes.
what our bodies do when they are traumatized? We carry that in our bodies. And then we're going to put something in our bodies on top of that. Now, there's something else, and I'm not going to go too deep. I'm not as well versed in it as he is, but there is a biblical law about the things that we eat, because some people will say that we can eat anything because in the New Testament it says that God
I
says that
know. Yeah.
all things are clean, but
Yeah.
that's not true.
Yeah.
You have to read a little bit deeper,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
You have
sometimes we need that thing that
to.
gives us permission to close the book.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, girl.
So
Yes.
I just
But
think
that's what I'm
I know it's
loving
great.
when we use this. When we use this, we
Yes,
use brilliant brain God has given us, and we dig to find the means of having a healthy life. We can all have a healthy life. We can all
yes,
live this life with health, and it gives us a better attitude. It makes us
hmm,
more patient, more kind. Healthy bodies do a lot more than just give you
yes,
a healthy body. It
exactly.
affects your state of mind. It affects your heart. It affects your empathy. It affects so
Yeah.
much, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
And one
Yeah.
one other thing I want to say, Asia, is that people think, well, I've done all this damage, and it is never too late to
Yeah.
start. The
Thank you.
only
Yeah.
thing wrong with starting tomorrow is not starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's the
Ooh.
only thing wrong with it.
That the only thing that's wrong with
With not
starting
starting tomorrow
tomorrow
is
is
not
not
starting
starting
tomorrow.
tomorrow. You're right.
That's it.
That's the only thing wrong with starting
Yeah.
tomorrow.
So if you start tomorrow, you say you're gonna start tomorrow, and you start tomorrow, you got it right. There's nothing wrong with it. If you meant to start yesterday, but you didn't start yesterday, but you're gonna start tomorrow, please don't wait until the next day. Don't have all those yesterdays. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Okay,
It's
I know, bless your heart, I could stay on here with you all day. Okay, but I promised you around 30 minutes, so we didn't went past that. But
yeah, we
I
did.
have a question for you. All right.
Okay.
Um, I want to bring this to people, and I'll be sending out ads as soon as this 14 people have said yes, they want to come back. To bring this thing in such an electrical way, in just a beautiful, sparkling way. And um, we'll meet together once the people have said yes. And 14 women. And right now, I just want it to be mothers, women, ladies,
Mm-hmm.
um, in here, deciding how we're going to inspire others to get on board for their healthiness and health. So I invite you to please come back. Would you come back?
Absolutely. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I'd be
Yes.
honored.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right then. So I'm going to be in touch with you so that we can start looking at what that would look like. And it's not going to be a big commitment on y'all's time because guess what? Everybody I like is just like me. They have
Busy.
big old fat schedules. They are busy,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know. So even though I'm going to ask y'all to do this, that's why I wanted 14 because my math could make it very little in the form of what you're doing. But what I want this also to do is officials of this city and state will be supporting us as we take. I won't give it away just yet, but we're going to do something special for a certain segment of our community. As we come together, we'll have a purpose for coming together.
Love it.
Okay, and a purpose for getting in touch with officials to let them know that we're coming together. And so
Uh-huh.
I'm in love with the women, and you will be too because they'll be in love with you because it's got the same fabric of integrity and honor and all of those great things. So thank you for saying yes. You'll come back and I'll get
Absolutely.
in touch with you and I'll just let it go right now because I'm telling you, I could stay on here with you another hour. I really could
I know we could,
because,
right?
huh?
I said, I know we really could, right?
Really, okay? And we won't even realize it. It'll just be the
Right.
fact. Because look, I
Right.
didn't know when I looked at the clock. I said, "Oh my God, it's 7 o'clock already." Okay,
Yes,
so
but
so anyway, I thank you so much for coming on Walk of Game. I'm
yes.
I'm I'm so proud of it because yep, I'm gonna lose 100 pounds, but what is going to be gained is going to be way more than 100 pounds of glory, of greatness, of richness, of provision. So I'm so happy about that. And thank you, Miss Shawn LaRe. Would you like to say a parting anything?
Just thank you to you, first of all, and congratulations on your commitment and your enthusiasm and for what you're doing. For those of you out there, I think the thing that really sticks out for me is just get started. Don't let Monday never come. Let Monday be there. and let your yes be your yes and get your feet on the pavement.
Woo. Yes, okay, because I'm
That's
taking
it.
that in too in the midst of my already deciding that I'm going to do it that way. You add it to me to make sure that I continue.
Yes,
So thank
yes,
you.
and
All
to me
right.
too. So it's okay to talk to yourself. Tell
Yes,
yourself what you want, not what you don't want. Please.
yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. Okay, my dear, thank you. And I love you. And I'm going to play us out of here. And then I'm going to say goodnight. Mwah.
All right.
Okay.
Peace.
In the heat of the moment, I said what I said, I can't take back. In the heat of the moment, you said goodbye and you packed your bags, but before you can go, we start to talk again. You get that look in your eyes and it's back in the bed. These arguments keep tearing us apart then. We settle them the same way we start them. In the heat of the moment. Said and I can't take back. In the heat of the moment, you said goodbye and you packed your bags, but before you can go